everybody. How you doing? This is K5DA, Cliff, and
K7STJ, Sharon.
and we are the Las Vegas DX Foundation club and group, and welcome to our show tonight. It's a pretty exciting night tonight. We've got some international guests. We have a very famous person in India. Her call sign is VU2RBI, and it's Bharti. If I forget, I know she's not going to kill me, but she's from India, and she's I guess a ham radio celebrity, if you will, and has a lot of years in amateur radio there. And it's a woman, and it's pretty amazing. And she also has her daughter with her, and that's Marthi, and it's VU2DTR. And these women are pretty incredible, I got to be honest with you. And it's a real honor to have them on our show. And we're going to start out with that. And then the second half of the show, we're going to have our a couple of guys that are in our actual club here locally. And they're really big into POTA, which is Parks on the Air.
Oh, cool.
And that's going to be K7RKO, Paul. And we're going to have Fred, K5LX, will be his guest as well, or they'll be doing it together, and it'll be a lot of fun. So right now we want to introduce our guest tonight. Let's go ahead and jump right into this, because this is going to be a big interview here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Ladies, are you with us?
They're on.
Okay, great.
Hi.
Okay, great. And first, I want to start with VU2RBI. Bharti, and just tell us a little bit about yourself, and tell us where you are right now in the world, and welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Sharon,
Good morning.
To Aaron. Good morning to everyone.
Morning, everybody.
Hi.
I'm from India. I'm from South India, and a place called Hyderabad in Telangana state. And I am here last 3 years in Hyderabad. Earlier I was in North India, in Delhi. And I'm a radio ham from 1980 onwards. I got my license at the age of 20 years. And then I started working only on ham radio. My hobby is ham radio. My life is ham radio. Everything is ham radio for me. And
Jeeps and
then I got
airplanes.
my license in 1980. And then my first step going to expedition to Lakshadweep. That was in 1983. I am the first lady had been to Lakadives VU7, and then I participated in the expedition along with the two old mans, and I was on SSB at the age of 21, and then the other guy is on VU2 Romeo Mike, very popular ham, and he was on CW, and VU2 Mike Yankee is also from SSB. So we three were there in Lakshadweep, and we were working a lot of stations, and then nearly 15,000 contacts. With a simple wire antenna, there's no power amplifier. It's only 100 watts radio set in Kavaratti Island. That was an expedition. I don't believe anybody has done it with 100 watts with a wire antenna at the expedition.
Wow.
But
Wow, that's amazing.
1987, I had been to Andaman Islands.
Okay.
And there also I'm the first woman to be there in Andaman Islands. And I participated. I think at that time I made 15,500 contacts because I do have a small amplifier. do have a small amplifier. And then in 2004, again I'd been to Andaman Islands, 2004.
And that's
I know a
VU4,
lot
is that
of
right?
people contacted me. 35,500 people were there at that time.
Oh my gosh.
I contacted 35,500, 2004, Andaman Islands, VU4.
Okay.
And then 2006 also I was in Andaman Islands. 2007 in Lakshadweep, Minicoy Island. That was my last expedition in India. 2007, VU7, Mike Yankee.
Okay.
So during During these six expedition, my daughter was also there in 2004 expedition in Andaman Islands and 2007 Minicoy Island expedition. She is also along with me, and then we too have participated in the expedition. My interest is that youngsters should come forward and youngsters should participate in the expeditions, and they should know what is ham radio. They are
Exactly.
the future of the ham radio people, the pillars of ham
Definitely.
radio, I can say.
Yes,
The
that's what you
youngsters.
are.
Yeah.
That's what you are for sure.
Yes.
Right.
And
So,
did you have a situation happen on one of your expeditions where you had to go into
yeah.
tell us about that a little bit. I'm kind of interested in that.
So, first expedition, 1983, first expedition going by ship to Kavadati Island. That time, I'm a pure vegetarian. So, I can't get the smell of fish and other things. And it was very difficult to travel by ship for me in
Oh
1983.
boy, poor thing.
But I'd been there and I did participated. And then 2004 there was another D expedition VU4, and that time there was a tsunami in
Right.
Andaman Islands. Then we got with very difficulty we got the permission for VU4 expedition in 2004, because 1987 we had been there. Then after that we couldn't go to expedition to Andaman Islands. So lot of foreign hands
Oh,
visited
okay.
to my house and they were requesting me to go to Andaman Islands. I have got thousands of letters from DX people that I should go to Andaman Islands and operate. It was a big story on 2004, and I'd been to Intelligence Bureau in Home Ministry, and then I spoke to those people. I shown all these letters to the Home Ministry people. So the request from Radio Hams have asked me to go there. So please give the permission.
Right,
For
exactly.
getting Andaman Islands permission, I need to have three departments like Ministry of Home, Ministry of Defense,
Wow.
Ministry of Communication, Ministry of External Affairs.
Oh my gosh.
Four ministries have to give the permission to go over there. It's very difficult to go to Andaman Islands.
Wow.
At
Wow.
last, I got the permission because of VU2 Sira Ask November, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi.
Oh my gosh,
And
seriously.
she is an ex-YL of
Is that right?
VU2RG.
Oh my
VU2RG,
God.
Wow.
Had
Rajiv
no
Gandhi.
idea. Had no
Wow.
idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
VU2RG, Rajiv Gandhi, and
Wow.
he was the one who no, activated this National Institute of Amateur Radio in Hyderabad.
Okay.
Me and Mr. Suri, VU2 Mike Yankee, we were the founders of the National Institute of Amateur Radio.
Wow.
Mom,
And so Rajiv Gandhi's wife is Sonia Gandhi.
Mom,
Rajiv
why didn't
Gandhi's
you tell
wife is
them?
Sonia Gandhi. Her call sign is VU2SON.
Yeah,
And
Mom, why
she
didn't you
helped
tell
me
them
for getting the
about?
permission to go to VU4.
Yeah, yeah. Why didn't you tell them about that time in Andamans? What happened with the tsunami? And when we came in 2004.
So when we were there, that was in 2004, December 1st.
Okay.
And we got the permission for 1 month.
Okay.
So we were there till my children have come, my husband has come, and two more youngsters like VU2RS and VU2 Mike Yankee Hotel. We all five had been to Andaman Islands, and then we were there for a long time, for 1 month, and we were working on different locations. 3 people, 3 stations from different locations in Andaman Islands. And then all of a sudden, on 26th December, there was a tsunami. And then tsunami time, I was there, just my hotel was just behind the sea. I can see the sea every day in the morning hours from the window. So there was a tsunami storm, and then everything was cracked, and a lot of things happened during the tsunami time. and then I have stopped my
Yeah.
expedition. I
Literally,
know it was
cars
very great
washed
difficulty
onto
to
the
get.
highway. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
cars just like washed against, and they're like hanging across with a tree. Like, pictures like that are all
Wow.
over the internet. If you search Andamans and Tsunami
Oh my
together, like,
gosh.
it was devastating. It was very sad, but
I,
it it was a D expedition that turned into something she was not even expecting. And
so,
ham radio was the hero also.
oh, is that right? Okay, great. We
Yeah.
chatted about that last night, and I thought that was such an amazing thing. So you went from the expeditioner to rescuer and communications lifeline, right?
And it was turned into disaster management. And
Right.
what I did, actually, earlier we have only 3 stations. Because of the tsunami, we have installed 10 stations, and we have covered
Wow.
entire Andaman and Nicobar Islands.
Wow,
Up
amazing.
to Indira Point, we have developed all 10 stations, and we did all this earthquake relief activities. All 10 stations. We were in touch with mainland, we were in touch with US, and we were in touch with all over the world. And 14200 was simply
Okay.
vacant for only for relief activities.
Okay, that
Wow.
makes a lot of
I
sense.
have saved 15 foreign stations, foreign
Okay.
hands,
Okay.
and I have saved a lot of people and number of messages flooding like anything from mainland to Andaman Islands to mainland and different locations.
Okay. Well,
And
thank you very
what?
much.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
second, you guys, just take a little break. 1 second. I'm going to have to make an announcement real fast. We have phone lines here, so our phone lines are open. If you want to call in and ask a question within the United States, call 702 329 6947. I'm going to repeat that, okay? 702 329 6947. If it's an international call, you can call this phone number, 855 502 4321. Repeat that as well, 855 502 4321. And I've already got an announcement here. People want to see your ham shack too, okay? So if you
Yeah.
get time,
Okay.
you can pan around and show us what you showed us earlier today.
Yes, I do that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
That's beautiful. And so that red thing I'm looking at, your amplifier, correct?
Yes, yes. So this is an amplifier, and that is my VHF, UHF base station.
Okay.
And this is my DMR, TYT,
Okay.
380.
Okay.
DMR, I have VHF, UHF walkie-talkies.
Okay.
And this is my tuner for 3000K.
Okay.
There's a tuner, and I have IC 7300.
Great radio.
And I do with this computer with FP8.
Okay.
And this is the linear power supply.
Okay, got it. Got it.
And I do have this microphone with a footstep.
Okay, good, good. I have one of those too at my house.
Yes. I have everything in my Radio Shack.
Well, good. You,
And
beautiful Radio
I'm
Shack.
doing last 40 years on ham radio. 40
Right.
years. And then in this 40 years, I've done 6 expeditions, 10 relief activities, and number of training programs, number of demonstrations, number of lecture programs on ham radio,
Okay.
and introducing this ham radio to lot of youngsters. I have a group of 40 youngsters in WhatsApp.
Okay. Okay.
And
That's a
yeah,
Yoda.
they're all are youngsters. They're all are below 25 years.
Okay. Wow, it's amazing.
And
So,
then
you're
I have
very
a
important
group
person.
of YLs. YLs, I have a group of YLs from 10 years to 90 years.
Oh my gosh.
YLs are there in. I do conduct every day YL net from 6 o'clock to 6:30, our
Okay.
Indian Standard Time, and in US time is 12:30 GMT to 1:30 GMT.
Okay, got it. So thank you very much for that info. Now, this woman next to you, I see there's a
Uh-oh.
check mark right there. Hold on a second. What happened?
Where'd
Did we
she
lose
go?
the feed?
We lost her.
I was just getting ready to introduce her.
She'll hopefully come back.
Hopefully she'll come back. Okay, so Aaron, do you want to show some photographs that she sent us?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
could you?
Well, I just basically have one really good one.
Oh, you do? Okay, so, well, what's this photograph we're looking at here now? See it on your end?
Oh yeah. This is with Queen Elizabeth. Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth, okay.
You know, I would like to say something. I'm very proud to be a radio ham.
Okay,
Very
yes.
proud.
Yes.
And I got my license in 80 and 2004, the tsunami activities, and 2010, I got an invitation
Here
from
she's back.
Queen Elizabeth that I should come and give a program in Westminster Abbey. So I
Really?
gave a speech on
Wow.
Westminster Abbey in London,
Okay,
and I got a free ticket, free accommodation in UK.
okay.
I
Okay.
went to that Buckingham Palace to meet
Oh, my gosh.
Queen Elizabeth and her
Wow.
family members.
Oh, my gosh.
And I had a tea party along with her.
Of course, a
My
tea party,
goodness,
right?
I never expected in my life.
Very cool.
That is
And then
amazing.
It was
She met
very,
the
very
queen
happy.
before. Yeah, she met the queen before Crown became famous. You know. On
Oh,
Netflix.
really? Okay.
Wow.
Well, and exactly, I would like to introduce you as well. You're her daughter, is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Okay.
Yes,
Tell us a
my
little bit about.
daughter.
Okay, go ahead.
And my
I-
children, and then I would like to say one thing. When you are a ham, you have to introduce your children too.
Oh, yeah.
My children, they are not interested in electronics part, but especially my daughter, she's not interested in electronics. Then I told her at the age of 12,
Okay.
they got the license. My son and my daughter, both have got licenses.
Oh,
So-
nice.
Both are in US. Both are in US.
So
And now,
what is your name?
now,
honey?
yeah, go ahead, Marty.
My name is Mahati,
Okay.
and I
Mahati.
live in Virginia. Yeah, I work as a senior solution engineer for global public sector at a company called Salesforce. So I help technically sell CRM technology, which is software, to the state and local counties in the U.S.
So thank you for giving us the layman's version of what you really do, because I know it's a lot more complicated than that. Okay, it's amazing. Well, welcome to the show as well. And your mother is really, she's actually, as far as I'm concerned, she's Indian royalty, and I know she is. Okay, so and so it's such a wonderful to have you guys, both you guys, on our show tonight. And
What
you
were
really-
your call signs again?
My call sign is VU2RBI.
Yeah, and mine is VU2DTR.
Okay, great.
I'm also okay in QRZ.com.
Yeah, and you have a web page as well. Is that correct?
Yes, I do have web page www.vu2rbi.com.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, fine. We can look that up
And
easily.
one of my ham student made it this website. I never expected that my student will make my website.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Like, all my life, like I've seen my mom teach ham radio to I think hundreds of students.
Okay.
Oh, hats
and
off to
what
you.
she's done,
Yes.
like, out of like just pure passion, she's shown like through seminars that she'd conduct, she'd reach out to government officers and just go conduct like seminars there to teach everybody about the beauty of ham radio, how it's important, what happens when there's a disaster that strikes and your phone doesn't work anymore.
Right,
How are
exactly.
you going to support yourself? And that's been her mission, and I'm really proud of her for what all she's done.
Yes.
I would like to tell
Wow.
you one more thing. My entire support is my institute, National Institute of Amateur Radio.
Okay.
The site is www.nir.org. My mentors are my brother-in-law, VU2 Mike Yankee,
Okay.
is my mentor in ham radio.
Okay. He's your Elmer. We
And
call it
my
Elmer's over here.
husband- Yeah, you said you were Elmer.
Yeah,
And
right.
My husband is also radio ham. VU2
Okay.
Delta Bravo Papa.
Okay.
And he is a government officer here in India.
Okay.
So he's always busy with his office work, and I'm busy with my ham radio work.
Wow.
You can take it to any level you want. I mean, obviously, you're a very important part of that whole hobby in India. That, I mean, I loved your. I have to say this. I loved your country, and I love the people that are in your country. I think the whole world could learn a lot from just watching Indian people in this world. I mean, the wonderful, loving people, and you're very smart as well. I gotta be honest with you. I'm in awe with your culture and your history, and it goes
And the
very, very
food,
deep.
The food is so
And
good.
the food, yeah. One of my favorite restaurants here is it's called
Cliff,
Taste of India.
My butter chicken.
Cliff,
Yes.
1 minute. After this Queen Elizabeth program, I was honored over there in London. Then at the same
Take the
time,
small talk. Get back to ham radio.
Yeah.
at the same time, 2010, I was given an award by the President of India,
No.
Wow.
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 Dr. Pratibha Patil. Pratibha Patil, and
Right.
ex-president right now. Right now she is an
Wow.
ex, but that time she was a president. I'd been to Rashtrapati Bhavan, means President Hall, and I got an award over there. Thank you award for ham radio.
Wow, that's amazing.
Congratulations.
That's amazing.
Again, hang on.
Okay.
That I remember that.
So once
Picture is
again,
also there. I send you the picture.
Yeah, please.
She sent me the pictures. I haven't sent those to you, but I think they're on her website. He's on your website now. So one more time, that website for the National Amateur
National Institute of Amateur Radio.
So it's NAIR.
Yes.
Yeah.
NIAR at Hyderabad.
Yeah, .com, and people can go there and see what you guys are doing. And once again, you do an Echolink net. Is that correct?
Yes, I think also.
Now, I just downloaded Echolink yesterday, and so did Sharon, and
I didn't
that
get
man
very
right over
far.
there,
Really?
Aaron.
Really?
He's like he's like the guy with Echolink around here. I mean, I should. I said I
Yeah.
told her yesterday that I would let you teach us how to. We've got the app, and we've already. Okay, so we're
Echolink
good.
is so old technology.
No, I'm
but
just
it works. But it works.
And she conducts a net, an Echolink net.
I would like to say one thing on Echolink.
Okay.
Then the ham to ham, you cannot connect on Echolink. You have to go via repeaters or via
Oh.
conference to meet the people.
Okay.
That was the problem in Echolink nowadays because of these mobiles.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice. There's a photograph there.
You're your enemy though, because of these mobiles.
Yeah, this is the picture. I have received an award, humanitarian award from ARRL.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
ARRL.
Wow, you've really
This was
done a
in
lot.
Andaman Islands.
Amazing.
Andaman Islands.
Oh, yes. I see that. Amazing.
They
Congratulations.
actually called her the Angel of the Seas.
Oh, my
and-
gosh. Seriously?
Wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, she looks a lot like you in that photograph, just so
Yes.
you know that. She looks a
Yeah.
lot like her daughter in that particular photograph. It's been a few years ago.
You're not supposed to point that out.
But she looks like her daughter in that photograph.
Yes, my
We are
daughter.
related.
Now, if you want, I have Andrew on the side here. If you want
Oh.
to bring him just to say hi.
Absolutely
and,
do. We get one of our.
wait.
Okay, great. This is a good guy right here from Australia. Go ahead, Andrew.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know.
Oh.
I know. It's, He's not talking to MT8.
I will give you the time.
That you can actually speak to the West Coast.
Oh, there
Three
he is.
times. 3 times.
In 40
One
years.
is at 100 GMT, 100 GMT in the morning hours. And
Okay.
then evening again 1:30 GMT, evening hours. And then we have an Indian Standard Time 10:30 in the night time. 3
So
times
what you're saying,
you
it's
can
not gonna
connect
happen.
Indian time.
You know, we're exactly 12 hours away from these guys, but they're
Yes,
30
12
they're 30
hours.
minutes behind a normal GMT. So they have their own internal time
Half an hour
zones.
before from this time. Half an hour
So,
before this
so
time.
basically, you're saying I do have a chance.
Small.
I worked them
Still.
on FT8 recently.
I will contact you. I will contact you, Andrew. You can look for
Okay,
me on the radio. My
I will be
frequency is
listening.
always 14200.
She has a hex beam
Oh.
and a kilowatt. She should be able to get there, right?
We should make contact. Now, here's the second
You should
question.
see, yeah, you should see the antenna that she got, put in and installed on our roof. And you can see it from a mile. Like you can see it
That's
from a distance
awesome.
how high that is. Yes.
So we
Oh, we're
believe
going
it or
outside now.
All right, good. Hallelujah. We get to see her antenna.
Okay,
Okay.
while she's walking the antenna, to the daughter, do you operate in the United States?
I'm at world, and I'm still finding my place.
That's okay. That's okay. We can understand that.
Hey, we're outside now.
Okay.
Oh.
This is my antenna.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's the hex
I have-
beam. Okay, I see the hex beam. That's the hex beam
Yes,
right
hex
there.
beam.
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a hex beam too.
That's what Andrew uses, the
And
hex
I
beam.
do.
I know where
I love
I'm
that.
going.
I,
Nope.
I have a VHF, UHF SAT antenna.
What a beautiful
I
place
have,
you live. Look at that garden.
I
Very
have
nice.
CP22E VHF. I have a
Wow.
hex beam. I do have 6-element 6-meter antenna.
Okay.
Yagi.
Okay.
And then I do have LGP 6-element T-Stax Tenadyne.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed as
Very
well.
much.
You're
yeah.
Yeah.
she's a cool chick.
I don't know whether I'm a real ham or not.
No, you're pretty cool.
Very much.
Definitely
Yeah,
is. And
thank
what,
you.
What a pleasure to have her on the show. It's just amazing. I mean,
Absolutely.
I was totally caught by surprise and off guard. I had when I invited your mother, I didn't even know that she's such royalty in ham radio. And
If you YouTube, like, put her name or her call sign in YouTube, people are contacting her on ham radio and recording it and uploading that video. And I was just so surprised by that. Like, that's a thing that people do.
Now,
they should warn her, right?
how do we twist your arm now and get you involved in the ham radio?
Sir, I would
I
like to
see.
tell you one more thing. Information. That is, I'd been to Dayton Convention. When I went to Dayton Convention, the people in the Dayton Convention has given me an award that is called Best Achievement Award
Okay, Best Achievement Award. Okay.
Wow. That's
from
nice.
Dayton Convention. And Japan, they gave me Lynch Award. Japan.
Okay.
and
Didn't
the
you
Europe
get to travel
is
to
the cash
Japan
award.
for free? Like they took care of your stay, your tickets, and you were in Japan for almost a week and a half, and just like enjoying.
They
Well,
gave
listen-
me ticket for my husband too.
Yes.
Well, listen, guys, we're going to have to in this wonderful interview. We've got K5LX and we've got K7RKO. We're going to come on after you right now. They're waiting, and so I want to thank you once again
Yes.
so
Yes,
much
thank
Thank
you.
you.
for
Yes.
coming on our show. I'm so humbled. That way and stay in contact, okay?
We got puppy dogs too.
No.
You ladies have a good morning to you in India. Good evening to you there
It
in
was
Virginia.
Nice to meet you.
And we'll see y'all later, okay?
Uh,
Thank you very much.
bye.
It was
Okay.
nice meeting you.
Bye.
Nice
Bye-bye.
meeting you.
Damn, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was. It was amazing, huh?
Thank you.
It was amazing.
Well, I'm
Very
trying to. You guys talk while I try to get this all sorted out here.
So we're
So
going to
Let's
get
see.
the POTA guys. Are we live still?
we're still live. Of
Okay,
course.
great.
We're not.
So, so Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
San Antonio all the way to Las Vegas.
Wow.
19 hours of driving. That was a long
Ouch.
drive.
How'd we miss that?
We're just busy.
Well,
We're too busy.
I kept saying, "Where's Cliff? Where's Cliff? Where's Cliff?"
Oh, that was
And I
the
got-
missing phone.
Oh yeah.
I got everyone else in the DX group speak to me except Cliff, but it was okay.
I was the only one. I mean, that's terrible. So did
But
they
it was
post
fun.
it? They posted some videos on our the Las Vegas DX Foundation group, right? Was there any
Yeah.
videos? Okay, good.
Yeah, it was cool. So we did well. I was
Okay.
our members Corey in Australia and Jesse in Canada and Rick in Arizona. It was fun. And
Oh,
Rob
good.
up there in Canada, of course, Voice of Canada.
Okay,
But,
boys. Yeah, Rob's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all great. So I'll get out of here. Thank you.
Well, no.
Pleasure.
You stay on.
Please,
You're staying on,
please
Andrew.
feel welcome to stay. I mean,
Oh no, you're not
Oh.
leaving. You're stuck here.
It's okay. I'm recording Judge Judy, so it's all good.
Oh, geez.
I'm just slowly bringing everybody else online one at a time.
so our next
No worries.
There's
guys
Fred.
are there's Fred. These are the guys that I got on to
Hi, Fred.
explain to everyone what POTA is. Parks on the Air, and this is Fred K5LX. He's one of our founding members and very smart, very educated, very knowledgeable amateur radio operator. And
Very debonair.
Yeah, he is, and
Yes.
it's we got to have guys like Fred on. It's always good to have guys like Fred on in your club because they have a wealth of experience and information. You just never know what you're going to tap into. I mean, it's always solid stuff. Fred was ran mobile 40 meters.
We just lost Paul. I don't know what happened there. So.
Okay, so we'll get
Uh-oh.
Paul back on, but Fred ran for how long did you run mobile 40 meter phone SSB? Go ahead.
You got me on. Am I coming through?
Oh yeah, you
yeah.
are definitely, yeah.
Okay, good. I was a pharmaceutical rep in West Texas and New Mexico for 24 years, and I ran mobile 40 meters for 23 of that.
Oh, geez.
And that's the nice thing about having a traveling job. If you're a ham, is that you get to talk radio all day long. I mean, there's it becomes part of the job, and
Right.
it's really nice because in West Texas and New Mexico there is so much wide open territory, as Andrew can now tell us. He experienced that. It's miles and miles of miles and miles, and so there's lots of ham radio time, and so I did that, and I ran into a group of guys on 40 meters. We actually kind of started our own group, and on 7.195 during the day, and there was no structure to it. It's just who wants to talk, and who do you want to talk to, and it just went on. It's like I always say it's like being at the Dairy Queen, around those round tables. You just and drink your coffee and whatever you're going to do. So yeah, I did that for many, many years, and I'll tell you, it's just like I'm sure Andrew can tell you this too. The longer you do something, the better you get at it. And when you first start, you don't know too much. But when you get going and you learn from doing and you learn from failing more than anything else.
Right, of course.
And you forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it costs you money, you remember.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like this.
Oh yeah, like
Oh,
that.
that's
Oh yeah.
What is that?
Please explain what
charred
happened there.
wire.
Andrew learned the hard way.
Sorry, not cutting you off, Fred. I'm just showing you the mistakes. I'm
Yeah.
helping.
How
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
melting?
I'll tell you
Wow.
later. Go on, Fred.
Yeah.
He's running mobile out of Texas. That's how he did it.
But I had various ICOM radios, and I finally got a little amplifier, and it was a little 400, 500 watt amp, and that really helped things
There's
a lot.
Paul.
Oh,
So, hello, Paul.
made it. Yay.
Hey guys,
So-
So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. But if any of you saw my presentation at the Las Vegas Radio Amateur
I
Club,
did,
Yeah.
I did a presentation on the antenna that I ran and the idea behind it, things like that. And I still got the antenna. I just don't have anything to put it on anymore. I'll put it on your car, Andrew, and we'll see what it
All
sounds like.
right. He would take that antenna and make the thing work. I promise you that.
Yeah, exactly.
And more melted parts.
Okay, so we have Paul on now. This is K7RKO, and he's our local Parks on the Air. And he's not just any POTA guy. The guy is very, very active in POTA. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Paul.
great to see everybody on this evening.
Hi,
Paul,
Paul.
K7RKO, and yeah, I'm pretty new to ham radio. I've only had my license for about a year and a half, and very quickly,
Okay.
living in a master planned community, I found out that I was playing with one hand tied behind my back. So my natural love of the outdoors and the POTA program seemed like a natural fit. So I started heading for the hills, literally and figuratively, and had a bit of a rough time at first, and that boiled down to probably the most basic thing in the hobby, and that's a good antenna. And
Right.
that's where a great Elmer comes in.
Yep.
Fred K5LX was kind enough to take me under his proverbial wing, and I asked him, Fred, what do I want to be doing for an antenna? What's going to work better than this rather persnickety mag loop that I've been using? and I don't want to 100% trash the mag loop, but it took a lot of babying. So Fred said, well, you want to build a vertical. And he basically told me what to do. And I followed his guidance, and it worked like a charm. And I was off to the POTA races. So for those of you who are not familiar with POTA, Parks on the Air, it was born rather unofficially, this loosely knit organization out of the ARRL's 2018 initiative.
Okay.
It was supporting national parks and encouraging people to go and operate portable from a national park. Well, it's grown from there to embrace state parks as well. It is a global program, and there's a website with a database of parks that have numbers that are attached to them and a designator. So whenever you head for a park, you provide your number and you are hunted. And I usually find myself in the midst of a pileup, and thanks to Fred's guidance, have a terrific time.
Oh, cool. I want to do that.
I know you do. We're going to.
You'll have a lot of fun with it. Being outdoors is enough of a reward, but being able to goof around with your radio outdoors doubles the pleasure.
So how many contacts have you made thus far? I'm just curious.
Yeah, a couple of thousand. I think
Wow.
2,200.
Okay.
The last activation I did was this past Monday, and Fred has told me about the gray line and wanted to see what kind of trouble I might get into with DXing. So I got up close to Mount Charleston just before daybreak.
Okay.
It was 59 degrees.
Oh, that sounds
Beautiful.
wonderful.
Half the temperature it is here in Vegas right now, by the way.
It was beautiful, and the aromas of the cedar trees and the evergreens, and it takes me about 45 minutes to set up. And I was on the air operating about 6 in the morning. I knocked off about 11 in the morning when the clouds started to build.
Okay.
And I had 163 contacts.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's on 20 meters, and was fortunate enough to have 2 DX contacts, one in the Azores and one in Hungary.
So Azores are off the coast of Africa, and in Hungary, deep in Eastern Europe. And wow, that's amazing.
So I remember asking Fred, "Hey Fred, what's a good way to handle a pileup? How do you manage a pileup?" And
Power. Lots of power.
Wow.
He gave me some great tips, and I still find it. You're torn in half. You got all these guys that want to talk to you, but by the same token, you don't want to become mechanical and rat-tat-tat, exchange a signal report, and never really have a chance to get to know any of these people. So I try and balance that out, and you can kind of tell some guys they're in and out. All they want is a signal report and a new park to add to their roster. And as you know, there aren't all that many of us here in Nevada anyway.
Right,
so
right.
A Nevada ham in a Nevada park is a bit of a desirable thing. Then there are other guys that want to rag chew a little bit. So I try and mix that up.
So what's going on is so you're posted on a website or an app, and hands will go on there and they go, look, we've got 15 parks here. I can go and get this park, this park, this park, and this park. And so it becomes like a collector thing. So you get amateurs at home anywhere in the United States, perhaps, or the world, and they go, I want to go to POTA today and go make some contact with some POTA guys, and they'll find out where you are. They'll tune to your frequency, and you may have a pile up of 20 or 30 people calling you at one time, right?
Exactly.
And that's amazing because typically it's for DX. We think of as amateurs as DXers. It would be DX, like a rare country. But you have a rare park, and you're in Nevada. You're going to get some people calling you, right?
Exactly. And there are a slew of parks where we haven't been to yet, and those parks have not been activated.
Imagine that.
They're sitting out there ready to go. There's one here
in Nevada, right?
Which hasn't been activated yet.
Wow.
We'll get up there one of these days.
Is it a climb involved?
I don't think so. I think it's actually a really small island in the middle of a lake. I'll have to learn more about it.
Really?
It's got some quirks to it.
Oh, we got kayaks.
We have kayaks.
There
We
you
go
go.
kayak, maritime mobile kayak.
There you go. So I use an FT891, and
Okay.
I run at 100 watts. The vertical that Fred engineered is basically a half-wave 20-meter vertical wire with on a crappie fishing rod, a 20-foot crappie fishing rod.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I can see that.
Infamous Black Widow. Have 4 radios running off of it.
Okay.
I use lithium ion batteries.
Okay,
And,
lithium. That's that new technology, battery technology, right?
Yeah. I take a couple with me. Each one weighs just over 5 pounds.
Okay.
And I have a 60-watt solar panel to top them off with and recharge them with.
Okay.
Okay.
I also take one of those Palomar chokes with me.
Okay.
You'd think that being out in the wilderness, and where I was on Monday, there was no cell service. You'd think that you'd be clean and nothing would mess with you in terms of RFI, and most of the time it doesn't. But hey, every now and then, an RV might pull into a nearby parking lot, or you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
So I take one of those Palomar filters out there. It works great.
Oh yeah, chokes are very important. It gets all your RF out. I mean,
Yep.
you don't want anything coming back down the coax. You want it going out the coax.
Exactly.
So how many parks do you think that you've actually have activated? So you call it activating a park, and
Exactly.
and there's a list of activated parks around the United States and the world, and so there'll be a record of who and when and how many contacts they made, who they contacted. All that's part of a public record, right? So when you go
Exactly.
you'll go and activate a park. How many parks have you actually activated?
I have only activated 7 parks, and this gets into the beauty of POTA and the flexibility of it. Some guys want to activate as many parks as they can.
Okay.
I talked to a guy, I'll get into this in a second, the park-to-park contact. I talked to a guy the other day that wants to activate every park in Oregon. So
Okay.
he'll go to a park, he'll knock out 10 contacts, 10 QSOs is the minimum.
Okay, got it. So
required
to
for an
be
activation.
a legitimate activation, minimum of 10 contacts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's a happy camper because he's got his activation, and
Okay.
he heads out to another park.
Wow.
And it's not unusual for guys to do, hey, depending on geography, maybe 5 or 6 parks in one day.
Is that right?
Me, I prefer to
Wow.
get comfortable and hang out and just see what happens. And again, it takes me about 45 minutes to set up and tear down. So
Okay.
I'm not terribly motivated to hit 5 parks in a day. But I've hit 7. I've been out to Spring Mountain Ranch, which
Okay.
is terrific.
I think I
Valley
contacted
of-
you out at Spring Mountain Ranch one time. That's the first time I made contact because Fred posted that. I think he called me or texted me personally or something. I forget how I got out there, but I got out there and that's the first time you and I made contact. That's been about 3 or 4 or 5
Correct.
months ago, right? Yeah. So that was Spring Mountain Ranch. Go ahead.
Valley of Fire State Park.
Wow.
One of the things that is a great tip that I would share is when you can make friends and get to know the rangers. Get the rangers on your side.
Okay.
Right.
At Valley of Fire, I asked the ranger, "Hey, I want to be away from people. I want to be away from any electrical interference. I'd like to have some elevation and a clear shot for the antenna. Really doesn't matter what direction."
Okay.
And the guy told me exactly where to go. I
Wow.
looked it up on Google Earth, which is another great tool to use to prepare for your activations. And when you've got the rangers on your side, you have a great advantage. Fred and I were out at Spring Mountain Ranch one day, and there was a mother who was not very good about looking after her kids. And
What a nice way of putting that.
Politically
at one
correct.
point, one of the kids ran through the radials, even though I've got fluorescent tape on them.
Okay.
Ranger saw what was going on, and he literally came over and stood guard.
Oh, wow.
So it's great to have the rangers on your side.
Yes, it is.
Paul didn't tell you that the kid ran through the radials while he was talking.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Got singed.
That's a beautiful park, by the way.
Spring Mountain.
Spring Mountain Ranch. Is it ranch?
Spring Mountain Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spring Mountain Ranch is that's a beautiful place. We've been up there before when the Las Vegas Radio Amateur Club was having their field day up there, and this place is just absolutely beautiful. I guess they had horses out there. It looks like they
Oh,
had
the
horses.
cattle they've got.
Yeah.
And
it's just right outside the city limits of Las Vegas. I mean, it's literally just up and out, a little bit of altitude going toward the Spring Mountains.
Well, I've got
And,
a quick question for Paul. When you're heading out to an activation like the Valley of Fire, do you check in at the visitor center or anything like that to chat with the rangers and say, "Hey, here I am. Can you help me out?"
It depends. Sometimes I do, and sometimes that option's not available.
Okay.
For instance, where I go up by Mount Charleston is a trailhead, and there's nothing there
Okay.
except a couple of picnic tables, parking lot, whatever.
right.
And then sometimes I'll send an email in advance. It all depends.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
nice.
I was just kind of curious about that.
I know that. I think
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he still is out there. I know that K7 CBS. I guess the president of the LVRIC isn't he a there's a dog and a cat sound going on. Okay, Aaron. He was a staff member out there, correct? I guess he's a staff member out there.
He's like a docent out at the Spring Mountain Ranch.
Okay. Yeah, so he'd be a nice person to talk to, I guess, probably before you go out there. Okay, great. And what other parks have you gone to?
Went to a park up in Utah. I can't remember the name of it. It was up by Kanab, Utah, and it was on that long, tall mesa. And again, there was nothing there. No ranger station. Isolated, but did have cell service there, which is nice. Cell service helps me out because I can put together the logs easier. The logging software.
Oh, right.
Grabs contact info out of QRZ.
Oh, a live logbook, basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So, I'm just getting kind of warmed up, Cliff. I'm looking forward to hitting more parks and.
So
seeing
what's
out
required?
there.
What's required for a person to actually become to activate a park? I mean, how do you get involved in this? What do you do? What's the steps you take to say, I think I want to give this a try? What would a person have to do? Go ahead.
POTA's a great organization in that there is very little or no bureaucracy. There's no president. There's no board. Just a bunch of guys that like going out into the parks with radios. So go to the POTA site, and it's I'm grabbing the POTA.app. Is one of them, and that'll get you to where you want to go. Or you can go to Parks on the Air. Just do a Google search on Parks on the Air, and that'll get you dialed in.
Okay.
Register. It's simple. I don't think you need anything more than your call sign, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, that's how I do.
And
Okay.
you're,
I just
yeah,
pulled up.
you're,
I just pulled up Google. I punched in POTA, and the very first hit on that was Parks on the Air, just right in your face.
Yeah.
So it's that's good to know. So I don't know.
Hey,
if-
Cliff,
yes.
I don't think that they need anything
A
more
question.
than your name and your call sign.
Okay.
Andrew
Okay.
is.
Is that the question?
And then you
yeah,
can,
just question.
you can
What
work
is
both
it?
sides of the
Is
fence.
POTA, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Is POTA and SOTA the same thing?
No.
Is SOTA the same thing as? Are they associated? Summits on the Air? Are
Different,
they the same kind of
different
genre?
outfit.
The tech you got.
It's different.
That's the deal.
Yeah, the IOTA, which is Islands on the Air, SOTA, and POTA are all different entities. I guess 100%
Yeah, different,
separated. Yeah.
yeah, different entities, but the same same genre. POTA on the air you can drive to. Soda, what Jesse does, you have to hike.
Yeah,
Throw everything
yeah.
in a backpack and go up a mountain. Islands, you've got to be on an island, of course. But there's all kinds of IOTA. There's Yodas, youngsters on the air. It's just all the same genre. It just depends on how you get there.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks.
So
thanks.
once you're registered, Cliff, you're good to go.
Okay.
And you can be a hunter. You can chase guys that are out there activating from the comfort of your shack, or you can pack up your stuff and head on out and set up portable and let her rip.
So you have to be registered to do the hunting. In other words, if say for example you're a station at home, you have no desire to go out and activate a park, but you want to talk to the guys, you still need to be registered under the POTA site. Is that correct?
If it's correct, if you want to rack up
Okay,
a
gotcha.
number, if you want to have the log kept for you, yes.
Okay, gotcha. But-
Otherwise, yeah, you're just another, anybody can.
And so to find out where you guys are, a person would log on to the POTA website, and there'll be a live. So I'm on there right now. It said recent hunter QSOs.
That's mine.
Oh wow! So
All three of them.
there's a whole list of stuff on here that are of actual contacts that you've made yourself,
Yeah,
because
but
she's
there's
a
three.
hunter, and so
Yep.
you're the hunted, being that you're in the park, and so you're the DX, the hunted, and the hunters would be the person in their home station looking for a new park to activate or park to put away.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
Exactly.
really amazing. That's and it's wildly popular as well. It's we're amazed. We're amazed at how many. I mean, it's something fun to do in ham radio. I mean, we could chase crazy wild exotic DX, or we can just try to break the pile up with the POTA guy. And most of the POTA guys are not running any kind of power. They're running their barefoot rig. Like you run 100 watts, is that correct?
Yep.
And so that's about the most you'll ever hear anybody running is 100 watts. There you go, right
there it is.
And then and a lot of guys are running less than that. They're running 10 or 20 watts, depending on what radio they
Yeah,
have.
Jesse. Yeah.
And their power. Jesse runs. He does soda. He runs what, 10 watts?
20.
Oh,
20 watts.
Yeah. And so
wow.
that's really
G90.
amazing. So you can hunt. So it's wildly popular. So I commend you and for doing that and activating and showing us how it's done, because I'll be honest with you, I would not know anything about this if it weren't for you, Paul, showing us this whole thing. And so thank you for coming on and enlightening us, if you will, on how POTA works. And what's your next activation? You have any idea yet? What you gonna do?
No, and that raises another point, and that is before you head out on an activation,
Okay.
You really want to pay attention to the weather.
Okay.
Particularly,
Windy days.
yeah.
During
you,
monsoons.
Exactly. Yeah, you want to have fun when you're out there, and you don't want to be battling the weather. But let me thank Fred again for the invaluable help that he's provided. I would not be having half as much fun if it wasn't for Fred's guidance on this.
That's how the storm rolling in.
Monsoons.
Is there POTA in India?
Oh,
I'm sorry?
No, I didn't really ask that question. I don't think so, though. I think it's mostly here in the United States. But I could be completely wrong about that. And I probably am.
You can ask her. She's still on.
Are you still there with us in India?
Yes.
Or does Poda? Have you heard of Poda much? Did you know anything about that in India? Go ahead.
Yes, yes, yes. I know what I did in Ecolink. I've also contacted national parks.
Okay.
National parks. I got a certificate from YLRL,
Okay.
that national park certificate. I have to make only 15 contacts.
Okay.
I did it. Yeah, I got the certificate from them.
Okay. So.
Cool.
So that's something in India that you can do as well with the parks. Then. Okay. Wonderful.
Wow.
And so thank you, Aaron. I didn't realize you were still with us. so thank you for staying and listening to the second half of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that's awesome.
And then we also did it national birds.
You did national parks?
National birds, national parks, and
Okay.
national birds. Bird
National
parks.
birds?
As in tweet,
Yeah,
tweet?
bird.
Like in tweet, tweet, tweet?
National.
Birds, different birds names from
Okay.
different countries, different
Oh, I see, okay.
states in India.
So you're pretty active there also in just activity things with your local hounds as well. Something like that. Okay,
Too
great.
much fun over there with the soundboard.
Me?
Thank you, Aaron.
I could have a lot of fun with you guys.
Aaron
Trust
is
me.
really, like I said, he's a very talented electronics producer for sure. So I guess that's going to be about it. Are we wrapping up?
So,
Paul, you must tell them what a park to park is.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So a park to park is a QSO between two guys who are each activating a park.
Oh.
And it's
Okay.
it's kind of it's the touchdown you score, it's the home run you put over the
Okay,
fence,
okay.
I love it.
and it's it's a, you're kind of a hunter and an activator at the same time.
Okay.
So if I hear a park to park coming in when there's pileup, I will always take the park to park
Oh, for
contact.
sure,
Everybody
for sure.
will too.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize that was part of the deal. And just real quick, tell us a little bit about your call sign that makes your call sign so unique. I remember you told me a story one time. I'm interested in that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So RKO, most people know as the movie studio that
Okay.
where that's terrific.
So your
But
call sign,
RKO
your call sign is K7 RKO.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. RKO, best known as a movie studio, but also for years operated a bunch of AM radio stations
AM radio stations, yep.
in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Boston, Washington, Detroit. And I fell in love with WRKO in Boston.
Okay.
As a young lad listening to the radio, so I was paying tribute to WRKO with my call sign.
Wow.
Yeah, because when I first met you, you introduced yourself, and you had your call sign was K7 RKO. I remember the RKO radio network as I guess my whole life, and
Yep.
and so you were the vice president. Is that correct?
No, I they disappeared before I came along. I worked.
Okay.
I was vice president at CBS.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of CBS, so that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I knew that I knew you were an exec, and I wasn't sure if it was RKO. Now that you said CBS, now I remember that conversation. And listen, thank you so much for coming on,
Yes.
Andrew. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Paul, and VU2 RBI. Thank you very much for coming on. And God bless you guys. God bless all you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. If we don't see you next week, you'll hear us next week. And
Brutus, don't
this is
forget
the
Brutus.
Las Vegas Radio the Las Vegas DX Foundation. Before I get in trouble here, I'm Cliff, K5DA,
K7STJ.
and you guys have a
I'm
great
Aaron.
night.
I'm in the background.
That's Aaron.
And
That's
5VA.
that's N5VAE, and our great producer, editor, and director. And thank you guys
And
for watching the show.
visual effects.
Sound effects.
You guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. This is K5DA. Adios.
Up.